Isaac, welcome to QPR. After starting your career at Arsenal, how does it feel to be back in London after 8.5 years?
Yeah, no, it's good. I feel very happy, very pleased to be joining the club. It's something that was sort of in the pipeline for a few weeks, and I'm just delighted to get it over the line.
What attracted you?
I think a challenge. Obviously I wasn't. It was obvious to see the position that the club's in at the moment, but it was definitely a challenge that I thought I could come here, add some value on and off the pitch, help the younger players, be an experienced player, be a leader, and to try and help the club up the table and to stay in the league.
Is Isaac Hayden the game-changing CDM Jamaica needs to soar to new heights? Join Premier 7 right now for the big chat. The midfield is where the game is won and lost, and certainly on the hands or the side of the Jamaica Men's National Team, the midfield is the biggest issue of concern surrounding the team on the pitch. Jamaica has already tried several players in the DM role, but yet still there's a level of inconsistency where top performance is concerned. And today on Premier 7, I want to explore the possibility of having in an Isaac Hayden. Is he the rightful CDM to soar Jamaica Men's National Team to new heights? This is a question up for grabs, a question of concern, because even though we can understand that Jamaica is in need of a proper coach, we can get a proper coach, but yet still we may not have the rightful players, especially in that particular role that can help the team to soar to new heights. People, thank you so much for tuning in to Premier 7. It is absolutely my pleasure in always putting across contents surrounding important matters in the game of football. Today I want to explore the player in several departments, by way of a general talk, then into his statistical information by way of transfer market and football ref report, or FB ref report for correction, and then should JFF get Isaac, and how would he fit in the national team lineup? But before I do that, people, I just want to point out something quite important. In recent days, I have done a video surrounding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the Jamaica job by way of a question, and whether or not he should accept it. This video received some assistance by way of you, the fans. I receive in excess of 580 views, and I am proud to say that you guys are, basically tuning into Premier 7 to see what the channel is bringing across. Thereafter, I did a poll surrounding the man himself, Isaac Hayden, about an hour ago. So I can realize that the views and the votes will not be as fast as I thought it would have been. But it surrounds the question, is now the time for JFF to step up their effort to finally recruit Isaac Hayden as the solution to Jamaica's men's national team CDM problem? 10 votes received, but 90% says absolutely, whereas 10% says absolutely not. 1 like received. People, it is absolutely my pleasure in receiving your votes, as it will even help me know to share my own say on the player in an Isaac Hayden, because Jamaica needs assistance where the DM role is concerned. Let's have a general talk. If you saw the intro or managed to see what took place in the intro, Isaac Hayden was a player at Arsenal by way of the starting of his career. And it doesn't say that even though he has left Arsenal and moved on, his talent basically dips or went away. It could have been better, but he is a player who played at the highest level. But before he started Arsenal, he was at Southend United in 2004 to 2008, then to Arsenal in 2008 to 2013. But before I even speak about the continuation of his career up to QPR, there was something special that was being said about Mr. Isaac by way of Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger described the style of play of the player, and he described Hayden as a player whose key asset are concentration, intelligence, and strength. This is something massive that Jamaicans or those who are in power or position of recruiting a coach has to take into consideration of recruiting a player such as Isaac Hayden. Concentration is what Jamaica lacks. Intelligence is there, but strength to carry on is something that they need a boost in, especially in an era of concern. Also, Mr. Wenger mentioned that equally comfortable at centre back or in the central midfield, whilst having also previously featured at right back and as a playmaker. This shows that this guy is an all-rounder, but his main role right now is in the DM role. And I'm going to touch up on that in more details. But thereafter Arsenal, he had several spells, going to Hull City on loan, but his best of his best time was at Newcastle, where as he was being sold, 151 games, 6 goals. 151 games for Newcastle ranks this guy way up there as a player who is always available, or let's say one of the prime names in the Newcastle roster, right? 151 games, 6 goals isn't an easy comparison, but it is absolutely a tick in the box to say that Jamaica have this guy up for grabs. They need to take him up with his experience, still young at age, I think 29. We need someone like this to help our team go forward. However, he had different loan spells thereafter Newcastle, at Norwich City, and at Standard. But right now, 17 games or appearances for QPR in 2024 and beyond. But his international career, most of it was basically playing for England. The highest level that he reached was the under 21s. People, the general talk about this guy shows that he is an ideal example of playing football at the highest level. I haven't heard any controversy surrounding his name, and it shows that this guy is a professional. He mentioned that the reason why he goes to QPR was a case of he wants to help them to reach or to maintain a status in the league. That shows that if he is taken to Jamaica by way of proper recruitment, his aim would have to be, or would be, keeping Jamaica or pushing Jamaica to newer heights. Maybe he's the person who will bring more here Jamaica. That is just a joke. But people, so far so good. It is absolutely amazing to speak on this guy because we need help in the midfield. And with his experience, I think that he would be a starter. Now, let's jump into Isaac Hayden transfer market and FBref report. But before I dive into such, people, I have a quote for you surrounding this player. JFF, this quote is from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The time for action is now. It's never too late to do something. It is never too late for you guys to get in an Isaac. He already expressed his desire to play for Jamaica, but what has happened to his recruitment? It is still not too late to have in an Isaac. And people, I know that you all, or most of you, would love for Jamaica to have in an Isaac. So let's just share the basic information surrounding Isaac. All right, so for the age profile of Isaac, he is currently 29, but I just want to point out that this guy has won something in his career. I think it is something special whenever you win something or has won something, because it shows that you understand what it means to be a champion. And Jamaica has some of these players in the camp, by way of even mentality, right? So he has won the English second tier championship, and thereafter he has won nothing else. But as I've expressed before, he is a winner, with his main role being the DM. Highest level for England is the under 21 level, but thereafter he did not receive any further call-ups. But it proves that this guy is still available to play for Jamaica, as he has expressed his desire in recent years. But what has happened? We never know, or we did not know. Some of us do know, but we want to press on the matter in getting in this guy. Seen here, you're seeing that he has his allegiance or his citizenship Jamaica, main role being the central defensive midfield player. Jamaica, people of football, we have to talk about this guy because it is not a popular topic, and that is why Premier 7 will make it become a popular topic. I want to speak about him now from a statistical perspective, seeing that you have heard and see the pictorial representation about his basic information. You want to have an understanding about how well is this player. And let's look on him by way of the FB Ref scouting report. All right, so for Isaac Hayden, it shows that this guy is not done with football, with his preferred foot being right. He's a DM, so forget about the offensive part. And this is versus other midfielders in 365 days. Interception, 97%. Kyle, absolutely amazing. So where Jamaica needs a midfielder who can break up plays, think about Isaac. Blocks, not so good. Clearance, not so bad. But aerial duels one is in the 90th percentile. Tackles, he isn't the greatest, but if you have him in the midfield, then his tackling will come into play with other players around him. But the key things about this guy that you have to remember or pay attention to is that of his passing completion, 89%. His successful take on 66%, but his outstanding, as I've mentioned before, with his interception, his aerial duel. So pinpoint that. His aerial duel is excellent, so we can say that we will not concede that much of a goals from corner set pieces. He can make progressive passes, collecting the ball from the back line, bringing it forward, progressing passes to the players who need it. On the ground, in the air, we need someone to control the midfield, and I think this guy can do that. Interception, blocking the ball, interceding is something that this guy is special at. People, think about it. Think about an Isaac. JFF, please take into consideration an Isaac. Remember what Arsene Wenger said. He's a versatile player in a nutshell, but he managed to establish himself by way of the good works. And I just want to let you know that this guy has some characteristics that it is absolutely amazing. Aerial duels, very strong. Passing, dribbling, ball interception, strong. He likes to pass the ball short as a style of play, and Jamaica needs persons to build up their plays. We're tired to see the big gap between the back line and the front line. The midfield needs somebody to caress the ball, look, make intricate passes, make tackles where necessary, lead from a front, help to the youngsters to become better. You know, this guy is, I won't say a complete package, but he has all of these traits that I'm speaking about. And there's no significant weakness in his play. So just imagine Jamaica get in an Isaac. I believe that there will be a massive improvement. So let's speak about, should JFF get him and how would he fit in the national team lineup? But I have something of importance here, something creative that I would like to share. Stay tuned. All right, so I am sure that you guys have seen the brilliance of Isaac, and we don't want to just utilize the clips to say that this guy is going to be the best option, but there are ways to show it differently, not only by talking, but also the pictorial representation and the video that was being seen. But more than that, you would have understand that based on what I have said about the player, and even what Arsene Wenger said about the player, based on his experience playing for different clubs thus far, most parts, or almost all parts, is a tick. Now let's see how he will fit in, but before, JFF, with no baga talking, you should get this guy in. The midfield is our concern. He has expressed his preference to play for Jamaica. He's a humble player. He's a player who can help the youngsters to become better. He's a leader. People, Jamaica JFF, that part of the video is covered. Should JFF get him in? Yes. Now, how would he fit in the national lineup? Lineup builder, I have put together a squad. You can see here, we don't have any coach, but this is the best team I can see Jamaica having if all goes well. Getting a coach who can bring back in some players and make some proper assessments with the 4-2-3-1. In goal, Andre Blake, backline, Lembikisa, Bernard, Pinnock, Bell, midfield, Hayden and Anderson, Reed as a 10, to the wider width, left wing Demarai Gray, right wing Leon Bailey, Antonio up front. This is a lineup with the best form if all goes well. If they're in the best of the best form, this is the lineup for me. Now, the midfield here that you're seeing I selected is a case that can be altered. But for me, this is my ideal midfield from the tip of my head and based on even assessment. Because to just think from the head like that and don't have anything proper constructed will be like a waste of time. Jamaica doesn't have a DM. We have experiment done with a low there, doesn't work. We had other players who played somewhat well but wasn't given additional opportunity. So we have to just move on and get somebody here. Sterling, no, he's a right back mainly, can play a DM, but it goes either way. It can be mainly a right back or mainly a DM, but you have to establish one position. And that is the difference now. Hayden is already established as a DM as his main role. You saw the clip. And for this guy, Anderson, I think he should be like an 8. So he will go up and down, Bobby Reed, keeping this area, and this guy will, run the block. 29, not a slow player, collecting the ball from the back line, making progressive passes. He can tackle, he can intercept. Those things are absolutely amazing. I don't need to say anything much about this because I have done so before. I just wanted to show you how he would line up in our national team. And as you can see, he is there. So people, what do you think about the video? What do you think about Jamaica getting in? And Isaac, people, you know that whenever you respond or comment to the video, it will be absolutely answered by Premier 7. You can see my level of subscription or the amount, 1,480. I want to reach to 1,500 then by way of this video. So I'm relying on you, and I believe that you guys can do the job. So it is time for me to go, and it is now for you to respond to the video. Take care and goodbye for now.